Okay. No, because that is my secret. That is my secret for tactics tomorrow. I cannot share with you because
Obviously, it's private. But do you already have everything in mind? Do you already have the plan with your coach?
yeah. Sometimes you have a plan, but your body, you with bend with your body with responding for the race. Sometimes you can. My coach, you can tell you're supposed to run like this. Then my body, you are disappoint you. So you need to accept everything for competition. Yeah.
C'est vrai que c'est la première fois que je suis ici en conférence de presse pour Atletissima. Et c'est vrai que cette année, je pense que j'ai fait un grand pas dans le circuit des courses internationales. Et je commence à avoir de plus en plus de chances de pouvoir courir sur des Diamond League. Donc oui, je commence gentiment à m'en rendre compte que je commence à rentrer dans le niveau mondial, le très haut niveau, et ça me réjouit vraiment.
I'm starting to realize that I've reached a new level and that amongst the field of the best 800-meter runners in the world. It's very humbling, and I'm very happy to be able to do that. So yeah, it's true. It's my first Diamond League press conference here at Atletissima.
Yeah, so after Paris last year, I had a re-injury of my knee. That was a reoccurring injury I had in the Olympic year. I recovered from that, and then in February, I think you all know that I tore my left tendon hamstring in the top of the leg a couple of days before the meet. Not ideal. And then come May, I did the other one on the other side. Supposedly not as bad. I didn't feel like it was as bad as the other one. So yeah, they technically come to terms like sprinters injuries. They're quite the top of the leg. So I think we probably backed off a little bit on the speed work of things. Hopefully going to put that in the next couple of weeks, because it did only happen like 2 to 3 months ago. So yeah, things have gone really well. The body's a lot stronger. I mean, all I've done is train all year. So I'm definitely in a really good place physically. Yeah, it's just about things coming together now and hopefully putting those mental blocks and barriers behind me.
Could you break the British record following what you did this weekend in Silesia?
Oh, I mean, I guess I was pretty close the other day, so I wouldn't rule it out. No, I think it just depends. Like when you're running those kind of times, you got to really be on the pace. Like 0.4 out can cost you 0.4 later on. So getting the first lap right is really important, and committing to that second lap is really important. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's off the cards, but we'll just have to see how the body's feeling.
You have some relation with David Rudisha?
Yes, of course. Why not? Rudisha is my friend. Yeah, I remember last year I go. You are waiting for Rudisha. Then Rudisha told me, "This is your time to shine." So then I tell him, for respect for Rudisha, you managed to run 141 7 times. Me, right now, I ran 141 4 times. So I have time to improve. So now I need to improve this my personal best. Then I think about world records, but not now. Yeah. Okay, can I repeat your question, please?
The question is, how would you describe your event in 3 words? How would you describe the 800 in just 3 words?
For me, 800 meters is very competitive because training only is tough. Yeah, you're supposed to push every day. 800 meters, if you can manage to run 143 for first 400 meters, then you can pay the second 200 meters. The second 400 meters, you can pay the last 100 meters. So 800 meters is so tactics. You need to be patient to run first 400 meters, because maybe you can feel your body is moving well the first 400 meters, but the second 400 meters you can pay a lot for the last 50 meters for the last 100 meters. So, but my favorite race in future, 1500 meters, because this 800 meters is very competitive for me. So I decided to run 800 1500 meters in future. Maybe in the next my Olympics, I tell my coach, let me move for 1500 meters because 800 meters is too competitive for me. Yeah.
Every time I learn to run the 400.
Really?
And it hurts every time I do. So I try to remind myself I've been doing this in training and even more, you know, because we do the rounds sometimes 3 times or 4. I just try to tell myself, okay, you've been doing this in training, like you got this, and I just do it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a little bit sad that I have the lower PB than Jaroslava, and that's for sure the goal to jump higher than 210. When you watch the specialists, it's always interesting to see what they do different and what I can do better. But it's tough because we don't have that much time to focusing on stuff like a specialist. But yeah, I trained 2 weeks ago with a Ukrainian high jumper trainer, and yeah, she told me a lot of how Jaroslava jumps and what's the keys for her to jump that high, and maybe in Tokyo I jump higher.
You know, track and field is my passion, so in some way sport helps me to focus only on high jump and think that what I should do, what I can do this. So it helps me to be mentally strong, you know. But of course, every time you read, you cannot be mentally strong because your mind, going through your mind and thinking about everything that happened in Ukraine, that you know. But I know my coach said one that do your work because you know how to do it. So that's all, and life like this.
Yeah, I'd say that this is probably my most wild and unexpected year, with having injury, kind of having in the middle of the season, kind of setting back when I was able to start it. Of course, already having a great condition. I was kind of just watching the early season meets and being like, wow, yeah, I really wanted to get back on the scene, and then having to take a slower approach to get back, and then finally starting in July. It's been rushed, is to say the least. But I think I'm shocking myself more and more with every race, especially going from, winning my first Diamond League in Monaco, getting second in London, and then again coming back out to Poland and getting a second place only behind Kishen. These are great competitors, and I'm showing that I'm just right back in the swing of things, if not saying every race, more and more and more, getting better and better. So I get more excited. I'd say after Poland, I was, fired up and ready to say, hey, let's really get back into this. I'm really ready to start taking off some heads. I'm super excited because I'm seeing the progression. I mean, the third race of the year, or third 100 of the year, and I'm already seeing I'm back into 990. If the wind blew a little bit, it would have been a 989 race. I mean, you can't get more excited than that. And, to see the change going from, wow, I ran 10:05 at U.S. championships, and now I'm dropping 990s. And not only that, I'm competing against, the best in the world. Everybody else has had probably 8-10 races already. I'm coming in, in a rushed schedule. So I'm very proud of myself and my team on top of that for us getting to this point, knowing what the job is, and then still seeing the progress. It's like, wow, it's really happening. Sometimes you got to step back and be excited just for that. Everything can't be so much about getting the win. Of course, I want to win, and that's always going to be the goal, but always seeing the silver lining and saying, wow, I just ran that, and now I get 4 days later, coming here in Lausanne, being in another stacked 100. It's like, okay, I know something great is going to happen because I'm already fired up. My body is showing that it's adjusting to the speed, and let's keep going because we're a month away from Tokyo. This is the last 2 races that I'm going to have before we get there. So I know the situation, and yet I'm still pretty excited to what I got going into.
For me personally, when I'm competing and when I'm on the track, I have like a fiery personality towards like what I do, and just being a sprinter, I feel like you have to like think of yourself very highly, especially in our event. It's super competitive, so I think like who I am off the track is not the same person that I am on the track, and I'm like a different person. I step into a different like, I mean, they say like it's an alter ego, but yeah, I would just say that I have like just like this aura about me that like I just don't want to lose, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to the line first.
Gosh, my music playlist has definitely changed recently. I'd say there's a lot more gospel in it now. But at the same time, you know, there are, of course, certain songs that just are always going to be in my playlist. There's always going to be Travis Scott in there. There's always going to be some Kanye West in there. But I'd say that there's definitely been a lot more gospel put into it recently. I'm struggling a little bit now, though, because as we're getting to bigger moments and the playlist has kind of changed a lot, I have to reform it. Usually my playlists are very selective on, like, this song goes with this drill and this drill goes, you know, well, and I have a whole timeline of, oh, if I hear this point of the song, I know that I'm supposed to be on this part of my warm-up. So it hasn't completely been fleshed out. I need to get that done before Tokyo, so I'm going to be reaching out to one of my DJ friends to help me, you know, actually put the whole thing together before we get to Tokyo, because the last thing I want to think about is, oh, is my music ready to go with the energy that I have going into it?